Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and as the title for this video says, this is my spring fling design that I'm doing today. So let's get straight in with what's going on. I'm starting off with Team Gorgeous Honeycomb, and I'm doing a bit of a faded nail bed with this one. I want it at a little bit of an angle, so I'm pulling more product down on one side than the other, and I'm just bringing it a small way around down the nail, and I'm keeping that tip as clear as I possibly can, cleaning up any little bits that may have come down, because I'm going to do a glass tip on this one. And I'm going to do exactly the same on a second nail. So applying at the cuticle and then pulling my bead down. And I pull it down on a slight angle so I can bring down more product on one side than the other. Just cleaning that tip as I go. Going into a second bead just to bring that colour down a little bit further. Blending it in. Pulling it down, keeping it thin because I will be capping this, and then I'm just leaving that to dry. Now I'm going into my next design, and I've got three gorgeous spring colours from Team Gorgeous. This yellow is G&T, just applying this as my sort of cuticle bead, pulling it down, working nice and thin and wet. And now I'm going into Pimms. Yeah, Pimms is this gorgeous orange colour, and I'm going for a slightly sort of marbled look. I still haven't quite grasped this marble effect, but I'm working on it. So I'm just doing a line of my next colour, blending it down and just adding more of either colour where I feel I need it. I'm working quite wet, so I'm keeping this colour really thin. And the third colour I'm using is Candy. Again, Team Gorgeous, all Team Gorgeous acrylics. Just applying that, blending it down, and just continuing with that until I'm happy with how sort of the blends are looking and the colours are working, really. So going in again with Pimms. This is not only one of my favourite drinks for summer, if I could drink anymore, sadly can't, but it's one of my favourite colours. And G&T, my other favourite summer drink, and this colour is just stunning. It is so bright and cheery and summery. So I'm just continuing to bring that G&T down to the tip of the nail, and then I'm going to repeat the same thing, same process with the other colours until I'm sort of happy with it. It's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. I wasn't expecting it to be perfect, but I was pleased with how it came out, because as much as I wanted it to be a marble, I wanted clear definition between the three colours, which I've definitely got. So it's not so much a marble as sort of a blended stripy nail. But there we go. Once I am happy with it, just finish faffing off a little bit. Just adding a bit more where I feel any colour might need it. Once it's done, I'll just pop it to one side to dry off. Once it has dried, I'm going in with a thin layer of clear acrylic, and then I'm just going to add some of this gorgeous glitter. Now this is the VIP Mix 1 from the March subscription service from the Glitter Fairy. So to get this glitter, you have to be signed up to the subscription box. I get the diamond box every month. It's full of goodies, absolutely gorgeous goodies, and you get VIP mixes, so exclusive mixes each month. And this is the one from March, which I absolutely loved, and I based this whole design around, if I'm honest. So this has butterflies and I think flowers and sort of some mirrory shards in there. It's very pretty. On to the next nail. Let's see if I can remember what I did. I think this is a little bit of an ombre. So I'm starting with G and T at the tip, place my bead at the centre of the nail, blend it up, and then pull the rest of the product down, or well, I blend up slightly, then pull the rest of the product down, and then really work on that blend, adding any bit more acrylic where I feel I need it, and just pulling that down, again working thin because I will be capping, and then applying Pimms as my top colour. Apply my first bead just above where that blend finishes, pat it and pull it down to create that blend between the two colours. Now I'm pretty certain I was applying glitter here. I was applying glitter, so I'm working very thin and I'm not worrying too much about that blend because I'm covering it, but I want to make sure you get that full colour, so just adding a little bit more where it may need it. Just cleaning up that yellow where I've pulled it down a little bit too far. Oh, I'm still not happy. Just adding a little bit more and pulling down at that blend. There we go. Once that has dried slightly, I am adding that gorgeous VIP Mix 1 at the blend, and just doing sort of a diagonal swoop across that blend, up one side and down the other, just adding a little bit more until I'm happy. Now I'm going to be doing a little bit more on this nail, so I didn't want too much glitter, just enough so there was a nice little band through the middle. There we go. Am I happy with it? Let's see. Nope, just a tad more. But I did love this glitter, which is why I had to make sure I used it in a design. So I'm just going to finish that off now, and then I will move on to the next nail. There we go. For the final nail, I just thought I'd do a full glitter nail of that gorgeous... Oh no, I'm not on that last nail. Apologies. Right, I'm just adding a band of that glitter just below where I've done that nail bed colour, bringing it down slightly, not all the way because, as I said, I want a glass tip, so just covering over where the nail bed colour blends into the clear. Sorry, I've sort of gone down half out of shot here, I apologise for that. I'm just fighting with a yellow butterfly. There we go. And then I'm going to do exactly the same on the second one. Again, making sure I keep that tip as clear as possible, so wiping away any excess that gets on that I don't want. I'm really sorry about this, completely out of shot. Apologies. I am working on my setup as we speak, changing things up slightly, so hopefully that'll stop me doing silly things like this. So I'm just working that on an angle, following the line of the nail bed colour that I did, and then I will just pop it to one side to let that glitter set in place before I cap it, because there's nothing worse than capping and the glitter moving all around the nail. Just making sure I've got butterflies and flowers and everything on show in amongst that gorgeous silver mirror shards. I'm pretty sure they are. Wasn't happy with that one, so just adding a little bit more. Okay, now on to the last nail, and this one I did a full glitter nail. So I've just put down a thin layer of that glitter, just something to get me started. Then I'm picking up a small wet bead of my clear acrylic. I am using Clear Candy from Team Gorgeous. Then I'm just dipping that into my glitter, picking that up and placing it on the nail, and then just using the tip of my brush to move it around and then pat it down so it's nice and thin. Even though these are display tips, I want them to look as neat as possible, so I'm patting it down so I've not got lots of bulk when I come to cap the nail. Doing exactly the same thing again with the second bead until that whole nail is full. And you can really see sort of why I chose to use the orange, the pink and the yellow in this nail. There we go. Moving on to my ombre nail, and I'm going to cap this one now. Now I didn't do this as well as I wanted because I wanted to cap in one bead and it did not work. So I'm working as quickly as I possibly can to cap this in one bead so it's all setting at the same time. Because, well, you will see why in a moment, but I didn't do it as well as I wanted. I would normally use a slightly bigger brush for that on these bigger display tips so that I can get the one bead going. But it worked, you know, it all finished and righted itself in the end, so it wasn't too bad. But I'm just finishing off capping that. And then I'm just going to leave it, once I'm completely happy, just adding a little bit more there. I'm just going to leave it to set ever so slightly. So just want it to start turning. And once it's done that, using a piece of netting that I've cut to size, I've just dipped it into my clear acrylic to stop it sticking. Then I'm just going to push it down over the whole nail. Not easy to do with these tips, because you've only got two hands. And then very carefully lifting it off, and this is where it didn't go so well because I lifted off the top, which I didn't want to do, obviously. Now using that gorgeous pink candy colour, I'm going to rub a very wet bead of that into the grooves over the orange and the yellow. I'm not going to do it over the glitter, just over the two coloured acrylic. What I've not shown on camera is where the glitter was. I've just put some clear acrylic to fill in those grooves. So I've just left that one to set, and I've capped the rest and filed them all off camera because I felt that was something you didn't really need to see. And now we get into my favourite part of any design, that is top coating. I'm using my favourite top coat for this. This is the Team Gorgeous Gloss. It is amazing, so glossy. I mean, look at that finish. And so I'm just going to top coat all of these nails. And here you can see that glass tip that I've created on two nails. That little bit sticking down is the blue tack at the back. But there is that glass tip. And you can just see how clear the clear acrylic from Team Gorgeous is, and I love that glitter from the Glitter Fairy as well. Absolutely love it, which is why I had to use it. So I'm just going to finish top coating all of these nails, and then I will pop them in my LED lamp for a 60-second cure. So here is my sort of blended stripy marble nail, and even though it wasn't a perfect marble, I do like how it turned out in the end, and just that little bit of glitter over the top just to bring the whole design together, and getting rid of that hair that I don't need. There we go. And the last one to top coat is my netted design, and you can see where it pulled away at the top, but I'm still pleased with how this came out. And I think it's only my second attempt at doing netting a design. So just going to finish top coating here, and then I will pop them in my lamp to cure for 60 seconds, and the next thing you're going to see is the full design all finished. So thank you so much for watching this Watch Me Work video. I do hope you have enjoyed it. As always, I will list the products I have used and leave the links in the description box down below. Please give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you in another video very soon.